So today is April 22nd, 2022, and it is Earth Day. I'm Charlie from Dreamworx Roofing, and today I want to talk about roofing and sustainability and what is the greenest option for your roof. So sustainability is not something that really goes hand in hand with roofing a lot. It's not something that's really talked about in the industry a whole lot. But there are some manufacturers out there that try to push for some more green incentives, such as Owens Corning. They have a recycling pledge for asphalt shingles, which I'll get into later in the video to talk about that. But for this video, I want to talk about just simply if you're looking for a roof replacement, what is going to be the greenest option for you. So number one, and this is probably the most obvious one, but metal roofing is going to be the most sustainable and the greenest option for a new roof. Metal panels are constructed from recycled materials and they can be 100% recycled themselves. Now there is paint on the panels that can simply be burned and that paint can come off, leaving you with a bare panel that is actually super easy to be recycled. So those panels can be recycled and turned into more metal roof panels. So they'll be mixed with new alloys and whatever else goes into the metal panel itself. Realistically speaking, metal roofs are going to be the greenest option because they can be reused 100 times over, melted down, mixed with other metals, created with creating new panels and continuing that cycle on forever. Now, obviously, that comes at a premium because metal is likely the most expensive option for your roof. But if sustainability is something that matters to you, then I highly recommend looking at metal roofing as an option for your new roof if you want to be as green and as sustainable as possible. Now, the second option for the most green roofing material out there is probably going to be slate. So slate sounds kind of antiquated and sounds like something we don't use very often anymore. It's because it's simply not. You know, the cost to mine slate and refine it and mold it into shingles and slate shingles, it's pretty expensive, especially with the labor costs rising these days and just the sheer manpower that goes into producing a piece of slate for a roof. It can be a little expensive and a little difficult to do. However, if you're looking at this from a green perspective only, slate is a naturally occurring product and it can be mined very, not necessarily easily, but it is naturally occurring. There's no man-made process into slate. And slate can also be reused. There's a lot of times where old slate will get torn off of old buildings, and let's say that slate was on for 50 years. Well, that slate could have 50 more years left in it. And it's used a lot in, upcycling projects or, historic renovations or that kind of thing. Slate can get reused quite a lot. As long as it's in good shape and it's not starting to kind of flake apart, slate can be reused, taken off one roof and put onto another. So that's another green option if that's something that matters to you. Again, seems like all the green options are kind of expensive options. So we will work down towards the more affordable options as we go through this video. So number 3 is going to be wood shakes or cedar shake shingles. Now, cedar shake shingles are made from wood, right? And wood is a naturally occurring product. Now you have to grow the trees, but it's much more sustainable than using something like asphalt shingles, where a lot of it is man-made petroleum-based products. Wood shakes are made from simply cutting down a tree and splitting the pieces of wood into individual shake shingles, which are then installed up on your roof. Now, wood shakes are not recyclable really because they are made of wood, and it's once they've dried out and they've aged and they've worn, they're pretty much useless after that. But as far as initial upfront sustainability and the green factor that goes with them, obviously it is created from trees. Now you do have to remove the trees to grow them. However, it is a renewable resource. You can always plant another tree to create more cedar wood down the road, but definitely one to be considered if you are interested in a green roof. Now, another option for green roofs is something that we call synthetic shingles. People call it plastic shingles. They call them a wide variety of things, but I'm talking about products like F-Wave. I'm talking about products like Da Vinci or EcoStar. So these are essentially made from plastic, which means that they have a certain amount of recyclability to them. Now, creating the product itself, not the greenest probably, but from a recyclability standpoint, these things can be recycled because they are made from different extruded plastics and different materials that are a bit more renewable. Like you can take them and recycle them later on the road, 50 years or however long They last 30 years, whatever it may be, with a certain type of product that you're working with. But those are also an option that can be a bit more green if that's something you're concerned about. And last but not least, unfortunately to say it for a company that does a lot of asphalt shingle roofs, but asphalt shingles are going to be the least green option for you. Now, they are the most cost-efficient option out there. They're the easiest to install. They're what makes up 90% of the building industry as far as roofing goes, at least in our area here. It does come with some drawbacks if being green is a factor for you. So asphalt shingles are made, they're petroleum based, and that petroleum base is mixed with asphalt and soaked into fiberglass sheets, which are then covered with small rocks called granules, and that is what layer upon layer upon layer creates an asphalt shingle. So none of the products really that go into a shingle are recyclable. It's really a one-time use type of thing, and you'll hear a lot of things out there about shingle recycling, and I wish it was a more viable option right now, but however, the technology for recycling shingles just simply is not really there yet. Less than 5% of the shingles in the United States that are torn off roofs are going to a recycling facility that it's then being reused, like asphalt paving and roads and things like that. This numbers just simply aren't there. While the technology does exist, it's just not widely adapted yet, and it's expensive to do, and it can actually create an unstable asphalt if because you have things like nails and roofing paper and plastics and things that get mixed in with shingles when they're torn off of a roof that then eventually make it into the mix that would go into asphalt. So it can come with some problems. It has to be a clean material, which most roofing companies are not going to sift through and take out the nails, take out the plastic, take out everything else that's could be in that trash from the roof. So it does become a labor-intensive thing to do. So for that reason, shingles just is not really a viable option if being green is something that's important to you. So that's the basics of it. If you're looking to have your roof replaced and you're looking to be environmentally responsible with your roofing material, metal is going to be the way to go. Even though you have a bit higher of an upfront cost, down the road, that can be recycled and can ultimately help our planet and help us with recycling in the easiest and best way possible. I'm Charlie Anderson from Dreamworx Roofing. I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you found this content informative, feel free to follow us here on YouTube, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the different social medias you can find Dreamworx Roofing, or feel free to give us a call at 717-502-7355. You can find us online at www.dreamworxroof.com. I'm Charlie from Dreamworx. Thanks for watching.